Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to discuss how to list information about the tables that are stored in a database. We're going to go over how to view all the tables stored in a database, how to view information about the columns of all the tables stored in the database, and then how to view information about a specific table that's stored in a database. For our first query, we're going to execute a query that will allow us to view all of the tables that are stored in the database. So our database name is Intermediate SQL, and here's our query. We're going to do select asterisk, which means select all, and we're going to select all the tables from the Intermediate SQL database. And in order to do that, we have to use information schema tables. Now, information schema tables will allow us to view system information that's within an SQL server. So we're going to click execute. And you can see that our database that's named Intermediate SQL has 4 tables: the customer table, the customer to table, the orders table, and the service plans table. Okay, so for our next query, we're going to execute a query that's going to allow us to view information about the columns of all of the tables in the database. So we have select all again using the asterisk, and this time we're going to do from information schema columns, and that's going to allow us to view system information that's specific to the columns in the database. So we're going to click execute, and this is going to give us lots of information about all of the tables and all of the columns. So in the table name column, you'll see every table that's stored in this database, and then for every table you're going to see all of the columns for the tables. So the customer table has a customer ID column. Customer table again has a first name column, a last name column, a home phone column, address, state, city, postal code, and then there's a whole new table that comes up, customer to, and then it lists all of the columns. So there's lots of information that's stored in here, and all this information pertains to the columns of every table. Within this list you can find very pertinent information like the data types for each column, the field sizes. So there's lots of information that you find out by executing the information schema columns command. Okay, for our last query, we're going to execute a query that will allow us to query and view information about a specific table. So we're going to use the SP help, and the name of the table that we're going to be querying is the customer table. So SP help is going to allow us to view system information specifically to a table that we specified. In this case, we're using the customer table. So we click execute, and it gives a lot of information. It's going to give you all the columns for the customer table, which you see here. You can view the data types. There's lots of information, but some of the main information you're going to want is the data types, again the column names, the field sizes, and then at the bottom you can also see indexes that are on the table and constraints that are also specified. So this is very useful if you just want to look at one specific table and check out all the information that the system has on that one table. I hope that you enjoyed learning about how to access information about the tables that are stored in the database. If you'd like more in-depth learning, please check out my SQL course in the description section below.